A $500 million super yacht so massive they had to dismantle a historic bridge just to launch it. Diamond collections requiring underground vaults. Castles overlooking the Amalfi Coast. This isn't fantasy. This is what happens when the world's most powerful people fall out of love. When relationships at the very top crumble, entire financial systems tremble. Billions change hands with a single signature. 7 stories of couples who once ruled their worlds together, only to discover that love, even at the summit of success, remains beautifully, tragically human. But here's what will surprise you most. It's not the money that defines these stories. It's how they chose to walk away. Number 7. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They met on a movie set, playing married assassins trying to kill each other. The irony wasn't lost on anyone when their real-life marriage began to mirror the script. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, Brangelina, were Hollywood's golden couple. For over a decade, they were untouchable. But when the cameras stopped rolling, there was no perfect script to follow, just custody battles that stretched for years and court files that read like war documents. At the center stood Chateau Miraval, their French vineyard estate that became the symbol of everything they'd lost. Dreams fermented into bitterness, love aged into legal warfare. Yet through it all, Angelina never flinched. Draped in black gowns, she carried herself with the dignity of a queen in exile. Brad retreated into silence, living among art and wine. The man who had commanded screens now among unanswered questions. Their story teaches us, even when everything collapses, how you choose to stand says everything about who you really are. Number 6. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. When Kim Kardashian married Kanye West in 2014, it wasn't just a wedding. It was a corporate merger disguised as a fairy tale. Florence's castle walls witnessed $3 million worth of pure spectacle. Together, they constructed an empire. The Hidden Hills Mansion, KKW Beauty, Yeezy Fashion. They weren't just married. They were a billion-dollar brand. But empires can crumble from within. Behind the cameras lived a marriage drowning under pressure. Creative genius clashed with business precision. The weight of constant scrutiny crushed what had once felt invincible. When the divorce papers were signed in 2022, the world watched an empire divide itself with cold efficiency. Kim kept the mansion and her brands, transforming from wife to CEO overnight. Kanye threw himself into music, fashion, and politics with the intensity of someone trying to outrun his own shadow. Their story proves money can buy glamour, but it can't purchase emotional balance. Number 5. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. When Johnny Depp and Amber Heard fell in love, it felt like watching 2 beautiful disasters collide. For 15 months, they were the dream couple. Magnetic, untouchable. Then reality hit like a freight train carrying lawyers. What followed was the most brutal courtroom spectacle of the decade. Abuse allegations, defamation trials, a media circus that made gladiator fights look civilized. Every day brought new revelations. Recordings played like horror soundtracks. The world became jury, judge, and executioner. Amber walked away with $7 million, but the real cost was measured in public perception. Johnny retreated to his castles and wine cellars in France, Los Angeles, and the Bahamas, but they both survived. Amber returned to blockbusters, walking red carpets like a phoenix rising from ashes. Johnny found his way back to storytelling and music. Their story reminds us that when celebrities divorce, it becomes a war where pain isn't measured in tears, but in headlines that never stop coming. Number 4. Tiger Woods and Elen Nordegren. Tiger Woods and Swedish model Elen Nordegren were the perfect picture of American success. For years, they seemed untouchable. Every tournament victory painted them as the golden couple of sports. Then 2009 happened. The cheating scandals exploded. Headlines screamed betrayal. Tiger's career collapsed. His family shattered completely. But the person who stunned the world was Elen, and how she chose to respond. No dramatic press conferences, no tell-all interviews, just quiet dignity and a settlement that spoke volumes. Elen took her money and did something remarkable. She disappeared to reinvent herself. She bought a Florida estate, tore it down, and built a modern mansion with yoga studio and rooftop spa. while Tiger retreated to his own mansion, swinging clubs at regret. Elen earned her college degree with a 3.96 GPA. Her story became a masterclass in transformation, from victim to victor, from scandal to strength. Proof that sometimes the most powerful response to betrayal is refusing to let it define you. Number 3. Elon Musk and Talula Riley. Some love stories follow predictable patterns. Elon Musk and Talula Riley defied every rule ever written about relationships. From 2010 to 2016, they married twice, divorced twice, as if neither could figure out whether they were better together or apart. It was sweet, chaotic, and completely unexplainable. Musk once confessed, "I cannot be happy without someone. I hate sleeping alone." Maybe Talula was the only person he ever loved enough to marry again, even knowing it might hurt. But some loops are meant to be broken. In 2016, the second marriage ended with finality. The $16 million settlement wasn't about money. It was about growth and the courage to stop repeating the same beautiful mistake. After the split, Elon lived like a lonely god in his tech fortress. 5 mansions in the Bay Area, a $70 million Gulfstream jet. When he launched a Tesla Roadster into space, it felt like the perfect metaphor. Loneliness drifting through endless void. Talula chose a different path. She returned to the English countryside, to writing and art, and the kind of quiet life that only comes after surviving the storm. Their story proves that even genius can lose itself in love. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let each other go. Number 2. Bernie Ecclestone and Slavica Radic. Bernie Ecclestone had turned Formula One into a multi-billion-dollar empire through cold precision and sharp wit. For 24 years, Slavica Radic stood beside him. 6 feet 2 inches of Eastern European grace, a former supermodel who had walked for Armani and Valentino. They commanded the world around them. But after years of rigid routines and a husband more obsessed with control than affection, Slavica made a choice that stunned everyone. She walked away. No tears, no tabloid interviews, just a court order and a settlement worth $1.2 billion. One of the most expensive divorces in history, yet so discreet that people questioned whether they'd actually broken up at all. Slavica stepped away like a queen reclaiming her throne. Today she lives across multiple estates from Beverly Hills to the French Riviera. She doesn't post vacation photos, but she owns a private jet. She avoids spotlights, but custom supercars wait in every garage. Her power is quiet, almost invisible, yet utterly undeniable. Bernie, at 89, remarried a woman 46 years younger and gave her a $5 million private jet as a wedding gift. When asked why, he smiled. Simple, because I still can. Their story teaches us that the loudest voice isn't always the winner. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away in silence and still wear the crown. Number 1. Jeff Bezos and MacKenzie Scott. After 25 years of marriage, 4 children, and building Amazon from a garage into the world's largest e-commerce empire, Jeff Bezos and MacKenzie Scott faced a choice that would echo through history. When they announced their divorce in 2019, the number that shook the world wasn't just large. It was $38.3 billion. Not just a settlement, but a statement that redefined what modern wealth and influence could become. But what happened next surprised everyone. MacKenzie didn't just walk away with 4% of Amazon shares. She walked away with something far more valuable, a vision of what true power looks like. She signed the Giving Pledge, promising to donate the majority of her wealth to philanthropy. To date, she's given away more than $14 billion to over 1,600 organizations worldwide. No spotlight, no drama, just quiet revolution, one donation at a time. She still owns a $37 million estate in Beverly Hills. She lives discreetly but powerfully, proving that elegance isn't about being seen. It's about making a difference. Jeff chose a different path. He emerged from the divorce fitter, bolder, sharper. His romance with Lauren Sanchez played out in public like a victory lap. The courtroom, his $500 million super yacht, required dismantling a historic Dutch bridge just to reach the sea. His $165 million Beverly Hills mansion comes with its own 9-hole golf course. Every purchase was a statement of dominance without saying a word. Two people, two completely different definitions of power. One conquers the world with money and technology. The other quietly reshapes it through compassion. Their story shows us that divorce in the world of the ultra-wealthy isn't always failure. Sometimes it's the beginning of something greater, a declaration of freedom, of personal power, and of the grace that can never be stolen. Behind every billion-dollar divorce lies a truth that money can't buy. The power to choose who you become when everything falls apart. These 7 couples owned yachts, castles, and empires. They commanded headlines and shaped cultures, but not one of them could escape the quiet fractures that make us all human. What defines them isn't the wealth they divided, but how they chose to walk forward. Some found redemption in silence. Others discovered strength in transformation. A few learned that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let go gracefully.